Yeah. Whoa.
So here I am again, my last um, little discourse. Um, Mommy came to get me. Anyway, let me finish. I really got to finish this. So, anyways, through these major events in my life, it made me really question that. And like I said, I went around the world, blah blah blah. I saw the whole. I've seen it all. I've seen a lot. Okay, and I didn't go to college for it. I don't have a bachelor's degree on many of these subjects on psychology, anthropology, blah blah blah. But I learned a lot. Street smart, you might say. But the heart of man is the same the world over. We all have the same desires. We all have the same aspirations, many of the same aspirations in life. And we're just the same. No matter what race, creed, religion you are, we all have the same desires because, okay, now this is, this is from the God factor side, okay? We're creations of God, and we're all made the same. And we all think the same, and we all act the same. And this race issue has been going on since since the beginning of the creation of man. And it's going to continue. But to give you a little peace of mind and not to get so stressed out about the issue, there is a plan in all this. And it's all going somewhere, and it's all taking us somewhere. And life is a school. You're here to learn things. And bad things just have to happen. It happened thousands of years ago on the blacks controlling the whites, if you want to put it like that. And now the whites are kind of running the world now. So like I told you, Egypt, you know, the first world power. Then we're back over here now toward the end, okay? And that's what's happening now. But you don't have to feel bad about it, okay? It's just everywhere like that. It's the same. So, anyway, I saw this real cool verse. Okay, like I said, I'm trying to I speak to all of you, but I want you Christians to kind of really consider stop fighting each other on this race thing because it's kind of silly. Because, look, this is what's really behind it all. And why we're all at each other, why some of us are at each other's throats, and with this big issue, these little issues are nothing, you know, whatever. So look, in Ephesians, chapter 6, verse 12. Now this is really what's behind it all, okay? For we wrestle not, this is what it says, for we wrestle not, okay, I'm reading the Bible. It says, for we wrestle not against flesh and blood, against principalities, against powers, against the rulers of the darkness of this world, against spiritual wickedness in high places. Okay, I didn't read the modified version or the New English version. I read the King James version because I'm just used to it. But it might be a little more clear in today's language in the New Revised Versions or whatever, whichever ones you prefer. But basically what it's saying is flesh and blood is not what we're fighting against. We're fighting spiritual powers of darkness. Okay, there's a good force and an evil force going on in the world. Okay, it's not saying that God and the devil are fighting it out, each other, because he's much more powerful. But controlling the world right now, is a lot of it is a darkness that's controlling the world. And if you listen to these things and you follow the world, you're just going to be sitting there fighting each other because that's their goal. Cause confusion, fighting, and destruction. That's basically what's controlling the world. And if you follow that, you'll be fighting each other at each other's throats about green, white, yellow, purple, and whatever color you happen to be living with that's not your color. You're going to be fighting about it because it's just that war that's going on in the whole planet. So it doesn't have anything to do with you, whether you're from Africa, America, or South Carolina, North Carolina, Georgia, Seattle, China, you name it. But that's the bad news, is that it's never going to end. It will always be a race problem. Always. No matter how much money you throw at it, how much you try to solve it, it's just not going to stop, because it's a spiritual thing. And your flesh and blood, can't stop this. It's something that's spiritual, greater than our flesh. So that's the bad news. But the good news is all of this is under control. It's a lot of control going on about it. And this globe we live in, it's just a big school. That's all it is. You're here to learn. It doesn't matter what religion you are. It doesn't matter what ethnicity you have. It doesn't matter what beliefs you have. Even if you're atheist or whatever you are, agnostics or whatever, you are here to learn. That's it. Simple. You're here to learn what happens when you do it your way, and what happens when you do it God's way. As simple as that. And it's a school. Now, the good news is, like school, there's an end to it. The bell rings and school's over. Then, of course, you go to a bigger school. So there's a really nice future ahead after school, okay? And so now I'm going to jump way into the future, a little further into the future from today. And this is the good news, okay? Some of you may understand it, some of you may not understand it. I hope you do. Now, there's a real cool verse. Okay, Revelations is like Revelations, the monsters and all this other stuff. It's not that complicated. It really isn't. And it has a meaning, and everything is understandable once you start studying it. That's why it's important for you Christians to read the Bible yourself. There's a lot of books about it, and everybody's explaining different things. But read it. Just read it. Read the New Testament. It's fantastic. And it can really give you real peace. And all the self-help books and this and that, book about this book, it's good, and you can learn a lot. But when it comes down to the real nitty-gritty and the real strength and inspiration you need to make it through the day, read the Bible, read the New Testament, read the things of Jesus. Just read it, don't discuss it. Read it. So anyway, here. So Revelations chapter 21. I'm only going to share these two verses with you. Revelations 21. It's really cool. It says this through verse 1 through 4. It says, "And I saw a new heaven and a new earth. For the first heaven and the first earth were passed away, and there was no more sea. And I, John, saw the holy city, New Jerusalem, coming down from God out of heaven, prepared as a bride, adorned for her husband." Wow. "And I heard a great voice out of heaven saying, Behold, the tabernacle of God is with men, and he will dwell with them, and they shall be his people, and God himself shall be with them, and be their God. And God shall wipe away all their tears from their eyes, and there shall be no more death, neither sorrow nor crying, neither shall there be any more pain, for the former things are passed away." Hooray! Okay, so there's the end to it all. And like school, you go to school, you learn things. Some things you learn well, some things you don't learn so well, but you learn and you grow and you become a better person. So this is what life is all about. You're here to learn to prepare you for the next life. So there's got to be problems. There's got to be suffering. There's got to be injustice. There's got to be a lot of messed up stuff. It's just the way God saw it. So once you learn that, and once you see that, it's like you can take that little race problem and go, yeah, and throw it off your shoulder, and you don't have to worry about it. So once again, it's a real relief to know that God loves us all, and there is a plan in all this madness, and we have a beautiful future that's not too far away, and it's solved. The mystery is solved. Love your family. Love your friends, no matter what color they are or what ethnicity they are, or just enjoy your life. You're only going to pass through here once, and who cares who has the big job or the high-paying job? Of course, everybody wants to live good, okay? What can you say? Everybody wants food, they want clothes, they want insurance, they want their families well provided for. Okay, you got to work, you have to do your jobs, and just do what you have to do. But tearing each other apart because of race, forget it. It's a waste of time. And it's been going on forever, since the beginning. And the only one who can solve that problem is God himself. He's the only one that can really bring a real solution to us here. So there's a lot of things that are going to happen between now and then, but be encouraged. The future is really beautiful, and the problems will be solved.
Yeah, whoa, yeah. Yo, yeah. Look at the world today, it's full of misery. Blindness, madness, headed for destruction. Yeah. But the day will come when this madness shall end. And with this open hearts, we'll love to God's new